Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. I am Brianna, aka 𝕊𝕋, and thank you guys so much for being here. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, so on today's video, I'm gonna do like a story time, and I'm also gonna get into like a little bit more of like supernatural talk. We're gonna talk about angels because I really do know for a fact that angels are real. I've had my own experiences, but I'm not going to talk about those because those are very personal to me. Okay, oh, and I'm also going to do my makeup. And on today's makeup, we're going to do like a little like angel type of makeup. And I always start with my eyebrows. I get the soap, I get the water, and I get the brush. Last video was a big fail-ish because the audio was just not there. I still had to upload the video because I was not going to redo the whole thing. So go check it out. I did a corpse bride makeup and I was talking about like spooky stories. And I hear my kids at the door. They're with their dad, but they always sneak away from him and they somehow make it to my room. What happened? I don't know. He doesn't notice they're up here. Like, what's up? I am gonna do like the part 2 to the spooky vibes, but it's not really like spooky vibes. It's just me getting the limpias because my mom was so worried about. If you haven't seen the last video, you have to go check it out so you can know what I'm talking about. So a limpia, it's like, I guess it's kind of the Hispanic Latino culture. We call it limpia, but I know it's like in every culture. It's like a way to get rid of bad vibes, right? I had one of those when I was 5 years old, and I still remember it very clearly, like very clearly, the limpia. So we're gonna talk about that because I'm gonna finish like the part 2 of the other story, and then we're gonna talk about the angels. If you guys are wondering what the heck is wrong with my eyes and what do I got in my eyes, I have these, I was gonna say eyeshadows, these eye masks that I got from Marshall's. It's these. They're so cute. I got these and like these avocado one. These are like caffeine. They're supposed to wake me up because my eyes did look a little like today. I'm super tired. I'm always tired. I have hyaluronic acid and it's supposed to help with like dark under eyes, tired eyes. It's supposed to like awaken your eyes. And the older we get, our eyes just show when we're so tired. Like, and they stay on. Like, you could wear them on your eye. You could also wear them on your smile right here. I'm always thirsty, you guys. Mermaid vibes. Okay, so let's get started with the makeup, and then we're gonna get started with the story time. Totally forgot I had these on. They're so lightweight, like, because I do get very shiny, and I've been having this Neutrogena shine control for years, you guys. So it's just literally rice protein to help with your shine control. I like to put my shine control like on my forehead, right here under my chin, and then right here like on the T-zone, and of course my nose. Like, my nose is like super oily. This concealer that I really love, you guys are gonna be seeing this concealer for a while. I've been having this for years, you guys. I like to put it like in my eye area. And then I smear it with like a concealer brush because why would I be like this? A concealer brush. Why do I know? Because it says it right here. Concealer like on your eye area, it just helps with like the makeup to stay longer, and it also helps to cover like if you're tired. So it just kind of awakens your face. I'm gonna use this eyeshadow brand right here. I'm gonna use this one right here, this white eyeshadow right here. Alright, so with the story time about me getting the limpia, so I was like 4 or 5 years old. This was kind of when we had moved out of the house where like the little spooky stuff was happening. I remember that this was right after, I don't know if you guys go to last video, I said about how like I had like a family member, uncle slash family friend. I don't remember what he was, but he ended up taking care of me because my parents ended up doing like an errand. It was late at night. I think it was like emergency type of errand. So I I don't know if it was like the airport, the hospital, I don't remember, but he got scared. So he told my parents that I was like seeing someone, and that he got so scared because he was like, that's not her imagination, like she's literally with someone right there. And that scared me, so I had to leave the room. And I remember he literally, like, he was really nice to me, but he was so concerned, like, and he left to the living room and he just ended up waiting there for my parents to get home. I guess he was too scared. I guess he was just by the door in case something fucking happened. He booked the fuck outside and left me there. This was like the last straw for my mom, so I made an appointment for me to get a limpias, because that was it. That was the last straw for her. She was like, dude, this spirit is like following my daughter because we moved from the house and she's still seeing this spirit. So it was the limpia with the egg. They literally do like an egg all over your body, and then they crack the egg and they put it in a glass cup. But I remember like the lady came, I've never seen her, I don't know who she was. This was at our apartment too. It took place in the living room of this apartment. Just a heads up, I'm not a pro makeup artist. I literally just do this for fun. It's better, but I love you for tonight. So the eyeliner that I love and I got used to and stuck to is this Wet n Wild. I am not a pro on eyeliner. It's either a good day or a bad day with eyeliner, and let's pray that today is a good day. This makes it so easy to do your eyeliner and I really love it. So let me do my eyeliner. What the heck? The eyeliner is becoming a fail right now. Need to fix it. This one is still, this is the drunk eyeliner today. It's this side today. Why are you being drunk? Get it together. Try to fix it, but there we go. You know what's really hard for me to do, and I don't know if you guys can tell me a way to make it easier, is this like little corner eyeliner right here. Like, I just spent like 10 minutes trying to do this little corner right here, and this is the best that I'm gonna get. This is what we gonna get. I don't know, it's like Egyptian, like right there, but I love that look. And when I do it, it's like it takes a long time for me to get it down. So where were we at? This lady came to the house, right? Never met her at all in my life. Mama, so
I'm gonna pick a cuddle.
my baby, one of my babies disappeared. It's been a long day. They already.
Mama, I'm gonna pick a cuddle.
Okay, baby, hold up. When I'm done, okay?
Okay, I want.
So this lady, she came to the house, right? I'm sorry, like I'm trying to do the story time in this. She ended up telling me to lay down on the couch. So I ended up doing as she said because like my mom was in the room, and then I don't know, like if my mom prep talked me, like I had to do what she said. I don't remember. But all I know is she did look like one of those ladies that does limpias. She's like in her mid-age, and I can't really vividly remember her. Like I'm laying on the couch, right? So then she's like putting the egg from my head like to my toes, like this. Like I don't know if she put something on the egg. I don't know. I think she was saying stuff, but I don't know what she was saying. I was just kind of shocked. I remember I was like, what the heck is this? I was so confused that I think I was just like looking. I wanted to keep looking at the egg, and she was like, no, like I think she said you can't look at the egg, so you have to look up. So I just remember like, okay, I'm looking at the ceiling now. And then it was done, and then she was just talking to my mom, and I don't know what they were talking. It was like adult talk. I was just like, why is she doing this to me? Like, I just didn't get it. I didn't comprehend it. And then we waited for a little, and then I'm pretty sure there was more to this limpia, but like I said, it was just so long ago that I'm really trying to remember. I think my body like numbed it out because I don't remember like a lot of it. But then I do remember at the end that she made my mom grab like a glass cup, and then my mom brought the glass cup, and I was like, low-key at this point I was like, what the fuck is she gonna do with this cup? Like, Am I gonna have to drink something? I don't want to drink nothing. And what the heck, you know? Good thing it didn't have to be that I had to drink something. She cracks the egg in the cup. She cracks it, and I just remember that the egg looked weird. So she ended up explaining to my mom what the heck was wrong, and I just remember that like my mom's right there listening to her. The egg, it was like in the, I don't know if they had put oil or something. I was just remember the egg floating up. It's so weird, but it didn't look normal to me, so I was concerned. I was like, am I dying? I'm just kidding. I don't know like what that meant because it's adult talk. I was just kind of like shocked, like what the heck is going on, you know? All I know is that after that limpia, I knew what fear was. Not fear of this friend. I couldn't sleep. I was scared, and I don't know why I was scared. And I do have these vivid vivid memories where like I had my own room and I just couldn't sleep in my own room. Like I don't know what happened, but this limpia was supposed to help me. I think it made me scared. You know, my mom is very like old school Mexican, so they do believe in like these limpias. And as an adult, I haven't had a limpia. I know people could go get limpias at the mall. Have I given my daughters limpias? No. And have I been told? Yes. My mom has literally told me like to give them a limpia, and it's nothing because of weird stuff like that. So I just remember like I told Xavier like, oh, my mom's saying like if you want to do like a limpia with egg, and I had to explain to him what it was because he never heard of it. He was just like, sorry. I'm like, it's so funny to me because his face was like, what the heck is that? And if you're one of those parents that does limpias on your children and all that, if you think that's good for like for your family's like vibes and whatnot, then that's good, you know, if you know what it's for and everything. I really don't. I still question why I had the other limpia, which is why I'm gonna ask my mom. If you ever had a limpia, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what kind of limpia, because I know there's many, like the herb one, the egg one. Those are the only ones that I know. So I literally always pray. Like I think that's my way of like, if I feel anything that's not right, I like to pray about it. You gotta pay attention to your dreams, you guys. You gotta pay attention to your gut. You gotta pay attention to your body. You gotta pay attention to your intuition. Because a lot of times your intuition tells you for a vibe, for a person, anything. You just gotta be very in tune with your intuition, with your dreams, and you will get answers. So I'm almost done with this makeup too. I do want to play like this angel supernatural story. My daughter's in the background like literally like con su juguete like hitting me and just fucking bugging me. I'm trying to be the nicest. I don't want her to hear me, but you guys, like being a parent, you get no fucking breaks. Like I could be cagando and that's how she be in the bathroom bringing toys and shit, and it's like really, yo. The makeup is kind of done. Super simple makeup, you know, like super like wannabe angel vibes, but blush on me. Culture is like a beautiful thing. Like everybody has their culture beliefs. I should add more because I need more. It's very blushy. We're getting into angel topic now. Like angels are messengers, you know, and they can come in, like I said, human form. So I do feel like angels do communicate with us. There's many supernatural stories of angels, but this is like a YouTube channel called Supernatural Stories. This was one of the first videos I saw from this YouTube channel. It's really like inspiring, and it just makes you really think like outside the box. I feel like anybody can encounter an angel. It could be anybody. You don't have to be this all perfect, like going to church type of person and like living all like this holy. No, like angels can show up to anybody. Angels give out messages, visions. I feel like through visions, a lot of times you can see an angel through a vision as well. It's just, I feel like, all right babies,
it's too hot.
Yeah, don't touch the candle, thank you.
I broke because it's too hot to touch.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, honey.
And I made the coating for it.
Okay, mommy. Thank you. So, your heart, and many times angels send signs. They can send signs with animals, with quotes, with songs, with literally a vibe or a smell. And I do feel like family members that pass away, a lot of them do angel work, you know, a lot of them do become angels, and there's just so much in this like spiritual world that we don't see. So we do have a soul. It's just so much. It's so much. It's a really big topic that I could go into, but that's for another video. For today, we're just gonna talk about like the angels. Da-da. And then this story that I'm gonna play for you guys, like I said, if you go on YouTube channel and type supernatural stories, there's this YouTube page that literally talks about all this supernatural stuff, the good and the evil experiences for people, from people that have experienced these and that they're telling their story. And this lady's telling her story how she encountered an angel as a hitchhiker. He was a hitchhiker and he gave her a message, but at that time she didn't even know really what this message was. But she just felt this person was very, like, he gave her like a different vibe. And angels can come in many different forms, you guys. Like, people think, oh, with the wings and the glowing. Yes, but they come in many different forms. An angel could be even a homeless, you know. God testing your humbleness. Many different forms. So this story of this lady with the hitchhiker, years later she understood when she remembered what he told her. But she connected the dots here later because it made sense. And that quote that he told her, it just helped her through this hard time that she was going through years later. But I do believe that we all have guardian angels. We all do. We all have a guardian angel. Like I said, being in tune with that spiritual aspect, and you will see signs. You will have visions, dreams, da-da-da-da-da. So let me play this story for you guys.
Hello, my name is 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊𝕂, and I'm here to share a supernatural story with you. This story goes back a ways. My youngest daughter, Michelle, had been in some trouble with the law, and she had been sent to juvenile detention in Albany, New York. I was living in Harrison, New York at the time, about a 2-hour drive away, and I was only allowed to visit Michelle on the weekends, only for a short period of time. And I started out for my regularly weekly visit, but I was very quickly overtaken by a huge snowstorm. It was blinding snowstorm. And I was just determined I was going to go anyway, so I just continued to go. I was moving, but there were cars on the side of the road that couldn't make it any further, but I determined if I could move, I was moving. And I was going, almost the only car on the turnpike, and I saw this figure ahead of me. And when I got closer, I realized it was a man walking, and I drove past him, and I just felt compassion for him. I thought, I just need to give this guy some help. There's not another car in sight. So I stopped and waited for him, and he finally approached my car, came from the back of the car around to the driver's side, and he said, "What can I do for you, ma'am?" I thought, what can you do for me? You know, I'm not the one that's freezing. I said to him, well, I thought maybe you could use a ride. Would you like a ride? He said, oh, I'd be so grateful for a ride. Would you mind? And so I said, come on, get in. And so he got in the car. Now, this has been many years ago. Probably wouldn't pick up a hitchhiker today, but it was much safer back then. And he got in the passenger side of the car and immediately took off his boots and his shoes, his boots and his socks, I'm sorry, and his feet were blue. He was really cold. He didn't have a decent jacket on. And he looked a little scrappy, and his hair was a little long blonde and sort of matted, and snow of course made him look even worse. And we just began to talk, and he told me that he was in the service. He said, I'm in the service. That's what he said. And he said, I just finished an assignment in Hawaii, and I came through New Jersey and couldn't get transportation to my next location. And I said, where's your next location? And even that, I thought that was weird. I thought, of course you can get transportation out of New York. I mean, you can get anywhere out of New York. But he said that's what he said. So he told me he was going to Boston. He says, I have an assignment in Boston, and I have to get to Boston. Well, I had determined how much further I could take him before I would need to turn to go to Albany, and he would go a different direction to Boston, and we continued on this very, very slow journey. Well, I came to a rest stop, and I thought I really needed to call the facility where my daughter was at to tell them that I was going to be really late and to beg them for mercy to let me still get to see her, because I only got to see her one day a week. And they knew about the snowstorm, and so they said yes, they would still give me my visit when I got there. Well, I pulled off to the rest stop, was in the phone booth making the phone call when I all of a sudden sort of came to myself and realized I had left the car running because the man was still really cold. I thought I'd leave the heat on. I walked to the car, got in the car. I did glance at my purse to see if maybe it looked okay, and it appeared that it had not been touched. And we continued to talk on the way to our destination.
It doesn't work right now.
And he told me some really fascinating things. He told me that there were things that were going to come in my life that would be interesting and difficult. And I thought, you don't even know me. How in the world would you even say such a thing like this? And I let him talk. I didn't ask him questions. I just let him talk. And we went a ways longer, quite a ways actually. He was probably in my car a total of probably 45 to 50 minutes until we came to the place in the road where I needed to go one way and him another. And I said to him, this is where I need to let you off. And he said, okay, I understand. And he looked back to me before he got out of the car. And he said, I will see you again in a day when you need me the most. And I thought, you are really weird, and I'm glad you're getting out of my car. And he got out on the passenger side and immediately disappeared. He just immediately disappeared. And I thought, oh my goodness, the snow was so blinding and it was building up on the side of the road. I thought maybe I was just too close to the edge of the road, and maybe when he stepped out of the car, he just slid down an embankment. So I got out of my car, ran around the back and went around, and I was absolutely overwhelmed with what I didn't see. I did not see one footprint anywhere. And I did not see the man. I looked everywhere. I looked all around. The snow was still very heavy, and I looked everywhere, but there were no footprints anywhere. And I stood there, and this powerful presence of warmth just came over me. And I just knew then that I had had an angelic visitation. I didn't know why or what purpose it would serve at that point in my life. Later, I had a real clear understanding why he was going to Boston, but at that point, I didn't know anything. And I got back in the car. I couldn't even move for a while. I just sat there and pondered the things that he had said. And the last thing he said, that he would see me again at a time when I needed him the most. And I asked the Lord about that and began to understand a little bit over time that the Lord had given me this angelic visitation, this scrappy-looking, sort of military-looking guy. He was not particularly handsome. He wasn't big and huge. He looked like a normal man. But he had a countenance about him that was so attractive. It was so inviting, that's the word. I wanted to look at him more than I did, but because I'm driving and I'm driving in a snowstorm, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to him face to face. His voice was like soothing water. He was very gentle spoken, very kind and very gentle spoken. And as we parted, and I discovered that something supernatural was happening for sure, because if you get out of a car when there's 12 inches of snow outside the door, there's going to be some evidence you stepped in that. And there was none anywhere, not anywhere on the passenger side of the car. Not a single snowflake had been interrupted or disturbed in any way, shape, or form. He just left. He just disappeared. I guess he went to Boston. And I was so overtaken over time with the Lord sharing with me that we have angelic forces around us all the time. We don't see them. Most of us never see them. And I've never seen another one. But I became very aware of how tangible that power is for us. That God prepares that for us and that we have access to it as it is necessary and needed. But that we should have an open heart and an open desire for whatever God would send us, so that we can walk in the fullness of everything that He's provided for us. He gives us enablement and empowerment in a lot of ways, including angelic forces. And so I want to pray with you now and pray that the Lord open up your heart and have you in a position to receive what He has for you in this realm. So Father, in the name of Jesus, I just thank you for everyone that is watching, and I ask, oh God, that, Lord, you minister life to them, and that, Father, you open up the heart and the understanding of the heart, that they may be able to comprehend and see and know that your greatness and your power is available even when they do not see. And Father, I'm asking that each and every one of us in the body of Christ move closer and closer to working together with you in this earth to bring your kingdom to the fullness that you have promised. And we give you thanks and praise for that, Father, in the name of Jesus. And by faith, I pray that for myself and for everyone watching. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Alright, you guys. So, like I said, there's many other stories on this YouTube channel. And they're all so very touching. Like I said, there's stories of the good and there's stories of the bad in that channel. And it just really opens up your mind and it really makes you really think, you know. And this is one of the first stories that I've heard from this YouTube channel. And this one made me subscribe. I always, like I said, I always believed in angels. I always knew like angels are real. Angelic forces are very much real, happening at this time. We just can't see it because it's in the spiritual world, but literally happening, like she said, every single day, every second of the day. You guys have any angel stories? Because there's many angel stories, and I feel like a lot of people are very afraid to speak about this because you feel like you're gonna get judged, or you're gonna be like painted as like, what the heck is she talking about? You know, if people don't understand your knowledge about like supernatural stories, then don't feel bad about yourself. Feel bad about them because their heart is not that open-minded, and their mind and their heart is like very closed up. So if you have any experiences and you are scared to open up about any experience that you experienced, open up about it. You know, it could be good or bad. Like, just open up about it, because even you opening up about it, even you writing it in a journal, you will grow the knowledge about what this meant, what this means, and what you got to do and this and that. So it's very much connecting with yourself and with whatever experience that you've gone through in life. That's my angel talk. There's another one that I just saw that just got uploaded like 7 days ago, and this one is called Angelic Hero Rescues from Passengers, like in a wreck. That I've heard so many of those as well, where people get rescued from angels that save them from wrecks. There's many of those stories, and they're very questionable, like because I believe that anything that has to do with like the heavens and the angels and God and all that, it's questionable. Like, I don't even think it's like a religion. I just feel like it's God. Like, God is God. Like, God is not judgmental at all. God is welcoming and God is love. Knowing that my life is not going to be all rainbows and butterflies, because it's not all rainbows and butterflies. Life cannot be all rainbows and butterflies. We all go through shit in life, and it's literally life. But if you have an open-minded to learn from those experiences, or literally to heal from them, then you're doing good. Because if you're like, I feel like a lot of like religion people love to hit the thing like, oh, this is happening to you because you don't go to church and stuff like that. And it's like, so you're telling me your life is perfect? No, life cannot be perfect. Even if people make it seem like it's perfect, it's never perfect. Like, everybody goes through shit in life, and it's just life. It's literally life. But you gotta learn from it, heal from it, and let go of it. And sometimes healing is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, like I said, I do believe that angels come and give us messages, give us advice, give us like an eye-opening of whatever we're going through, and can save us from like any trouble we're in. Like I said, this talk can take hours. Like, we could get into it deeper, but the camera is like, bitch, I'm heating up. Like, hurry up and say what you gotta say. I do believe also that's another topic, that people have gifts. Some people don't use their gifts for good, but I do feel like we all have gifts. That's for another story. Like I said, I love deep talk. If you think I'm weird, then who pay me as weird? I'm a little weirdo and I do not care. But all I know is that I'm being my true freaking self. You call me a bitch, I don't care. At least I'm being my true self. You call me a weirdo, I don't care. At least I'm being my true self. You know, that's I'll take it all in. That's who I am. And I do feel like everybody has a different version story of me, but it's because like people bring out, they could bring out either the good or the bad from you, so they choose. Okay, so this is the makeup. So the makeup inspo that I did and tried doing is not all the way like hers, but the eye, it's just like all white with eyeliner. I know she has like more of this like blushy all over her face, like this like glittery. I didn't do it. I just kind of put like blush in a little bit where you can see it, and I put like a little bit of blush on my nose, so I know that you could kind of see like it's shiny. But yeah, it was just a very simple all white eyeshadow makeup, and I like it. Like, it's very clean. It's very like, you know, it gives you like angel vibes. Like if I had like a little halo right now or wings, it's super cute. And I put like a little bit of pink lipstick on me. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Dusty Rose from MAC, but it's super, it just goes with it because I did put like pink blush. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And like I said, open up, the comments are open for any stories you want to say or any experiences you want to tell me that you experienced. Comment and type it all out. Or if you want to send me like a direct message or anything, you feel like you don't want to tell no one about the story and you just want to tell me, then add me on my social media platforms. Like, you can always DM me on Instagram, you can DM me on TikTok. My handle for my social medias, all social media platforms from YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, is at @GiftedViews. So go ahead and add me on these, you know. And thank you guys so much for keeping up with me from my story time to the supernatural angelic. I will see you guys on the next video. I send you guys lots of honey bliss. Mwah. Bye.